As a fashion designer who works from home, I get asked all the time, Pendra, how are you able to do this? Is it very cost effective? Do you find customers? How do you feel when people come to sew or do business from you with you from home? I decided to make this video to address that. Should you work from home or should you get a shop? Hi there, Pendrelite. How are you doing? I missed you guys. My name is Glory Pendra Akpan, GPA. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, on this channel, we talk all about fashion business, sewing tutorials, and DIY. If this is the kind of content you want to watch, hit the subscribe button. It's free, and welcome to the Pendrelite family. Now, a little backstory before we head into the core content of this video. I am working from home because of my family. I have toddlers. I'm not done with baby making. I'm still raising or growing my family. So I made the decision to work from home so that I can supervise the running of my house as well as the running of my business all within one roof. Imagine as a nursing mother, who still wants to work. It's very convenient for me to have my baby upstairs with a nanny while I'm downstairs running my business. If I hear my baby cry, I can easily run upstairs, breastfeed, and come down. Very convenient. For fashion designers and tailors who are moms, you get my drift, you understand me. So with that said, the decision to work from home or not depends on several factors, some of which include your personal preference, the nature of your target customers, and your financial situation. So here are some points to consider for both options. Cost effectiveness. Now, this goes without saying. If you work from home, you won't need to pay shop rent. If you work from home, you won't need to pay electric bill for your shop. You won't need to pay transportation or buy fuel in your tank to drive to work every day. You won't need to pay for sanitation in your shop. Very, very cost effective. Working from home typically require lower initial investments. For those of you who are not sure, should I do business? I love fashion designing. I get everybody knows you love sewing, but there are some people who are not sure if they can, if this can sustain them as a livelihood, if this should be their career. I know so many fashion designers who sew very well. They have a number of clients, but they are still going about government parastatals and dropping their application looking for jobs. For those kind of people, I'm sure they are not looking to commit so much, invest so much. Some might not even have as much capital to start up their fashion designing business. This kind of people can consider working from home. Comfort and convenience, guys, is super convenient to work from home. Working from a familiar environment, an environment in which you have set up to suit you. For me, my living area is upstairs while my factory is downstairs. So all I have to do, sometimes I roll out in my pajamas. I just come downstairs and sit on my machine and production is on top gear. Super convenient. Also, other times I have a pot of edikang soup on the fire while I'm supervising my tailors. Very convenient. I also get to keep an eye on my housekeeper and nanny. If there's any pakam, I'm alert because my factory and my home is in one building. Flexibility. You have greater flexibility in terms of working hours. Do you know that sometimes I shoot content in the daytime, do my self-care in the daytime, and work later in the afternoon and night? Yes, I have flexible hours to work. Other times, I do mommy and wife duties and then work later in the evening. Sometimes I do other things that are not like pertaining to my business in the daytime and choose to work all night. When I had a shop, I had very strict working hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And at that 5 p.m., you're rushing to go home because you have to go home and, cook. You might have to even stop by the market on your way home before you go home and start cooking, doing laundry, taking care of the kids, homework. But with working from home, I have very, very flexible hours. And also, should I add, guys, this flexibility has helped me stay more profitable than I was when I was in a shop. Yes. One advantage of this flexibility also is that you get to avoid daily commutes. My Lagos aunties and my Lagos sisters, hello. Some of you do 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours in traffic before you get to the shop. And your energy, your morning, ginger would have all dwindled away because you spent it all in traffic. But we're working from home. There's no traffic. Anytime you choose to start the day has started. And it starts as soon as you say, go. Reduced risks. Guys, there are risks associated with owning a commercial property or renting a shop. In my town, I know this one is a Nigerian problem. Some guys can just wear a suit and tie and come with a portfolio telling you they are tax people, and they will tax you, and you are not sure, you don't have ways to check if these people are real or not, just because it's a commercial property and anybody can just walk in. You'll be paying irrelevant taxes that you don't even know if they are real or not. They'll be working from home. They don't have access to you because this is a private property. You can't just walk in. If I do not have a scheduled appointment with you, the gate cannot open for you. But in a shop, there is no gate. Anybody can just walk in and meet you there, madam. We are from urban tax, whatever, and the municipality council, whatever, and this is what you have to pay. Also, speaking of robbery, you can easily get robbed. We don't pray for these things, but we know it's true. There was a time in our town that it was hot. Shops closed as early as 5 p.m. because nobody wanted to be robbed. Nobody wanted to be kidnapped. They all wanted to run home because it's safer at home. The security in my neighborhood is tight. The security in my compound is tight. So to some extent, I have more confidence in my safety doing business from home than in a shop or a commercial property. Benja did not say it's all jolly, jolly good working from home. There are downsides to working from home, and yes, I too experience these disadvantages. Limited space. Yes. You hear me keep saying I have to come from upstairs, downstairs, and all. Guys, I deliberately had to rent a bigger apartment for my family because I wanted to work from home. I had to go for a duplex so that I can have the downstairs as my work area and upstairs as living area. It took us time to search for a property that was going to be suitable for this. So you might want to work from home and you might not have as much space. That's a downside. Also, because I found this property with a certain number of staff or employee I had at the time and they could fit in here. Now that I'm thinking of expanding and employing more people, I don't have space to accommodate them. I've been sincere, in the Pendrelite family, we're all about sincerity and being real. Space can be an issue. You need a decent space to welcome in your customers. I remember one of my mentees who had this problem. There was a time she had a customer who didn't, tell her she was going to come in to fit her clothes. And just about that time, she had served her husband lunch in the living room. And then the customer came in and she had to plead with her husband to please go and eat in the bedroom. It was very embarrassing for her. Made her husband very uncomfortable and also made the client uncomfortable because the client knows that as a result of her presence, her husband cannot comfortably have lunch. She had space issues, so working from home cannot work for her except if she fixes that problem. Sometimes we are cooking during working hours. We are cooking during hours where clients have to come in, yes. And those clients come in and they are perceiving my stockfish or perceiving the aroma of my delicious stew. And guys, it made me look very unprofessional. But thank God I have space in my backyard. We had to move the gas cooker far away enough such that you don't perceive the smell of food while you're in my meeting areas or showroom or in the area where I receive customers. That's a limitation. That's a downside. And I had to find a way to fix it. So yes, if you do not have space, you can't walk around these things the way I am doing it. Professional image. Remember, I had said at the beginning of this video that one of the factors that will determine if you need to do business from home or get a shop is the nature of your target audience. Guys, I won't lie to you. You cannot be a premium or luxury fashion brand and do business from home. It will not work. It doesn't make you look professional. Your premium customers don't want to do business with you from home. In fact, you can't charge a premium doing business from home. You would need to have a physical storefront to establish a more professional and trustworthy image. So who is your target customer? For people like us who produce for boutiques and other retail stores, we can work from home. I still have customers who work in here, but I am not charging a premium. I never said I'm offering luxury. They know my products are good and I put a good price on it. It's not that I'm not making profit. I'm making good profit from my business. But the kind of audience I am targeting can gladly come to my house for business. Some of them don't even know it's my house because of the way I have arranged my meeting areas, or my showroom at home. They might not know. It's just that some people will just suspect that this is a residential area, so they might go on or make bold enough to ask me, do you also live here? So your professional image is very important, very, very important. So you might not need or you might not have to work from home. That is also a downside. Working from home can be very distracting. Do you know how many takes I have made since I sat down here to shoot this video? I've heard my daughter scream. I've heard my baby call me, mommy, ice cream. I've heard my husband scream, go, because he's watching a match somewhere upstairs. And his voice is so loud that I had to do another take so that you guys will not hear all the distracting noise in the background. Same thing with sewing, doing your work. You can be drafting pattern and being so focused in achieving this goal. And your baby will just call me, mommy, mommy, my diaper is full. Or mommy, and you have to, it's distracting. Even when you have help, to help you with your kids, it can still be super distracting working from home. So you have to find a way to work around that. There was a time my housekeeper had just stepped out, and a client came in. My kids were playing around, and yeah, one of them pulled in her pants. Very, very embarrassing. She pulled in her pants in front of my client, and the client had to say, oh, Pedro, your daughter has pulled. I carried my daughter upstairs and cleaned her up and came back downstairs. I'm embarrassed saying this, but I'm being real here. It can be embarrassing and distracting. So guys, what are the advantages of getting a shop or a commercial property to do your fashion business? Number one, visibility. A physical shop will offer you great visibility to potential customers. If your shop is in a high traffic area and if you have a beautiful shop window or store window to arrange your mannequins and all your lovely designs on it, people will see as they are passing by and they will just know, there's a fashion designer here and these are the kind of work she can do. So they can easily stop by and patronize you. As against working at home, where people will not see you because you're in a very, very, very private and residential area, Customer interaction. So now having a physical store offers you with a face-to-face interaction with your customers more conveniently and also helps to enhance your customer experience. Dedicated space. Now, when you go out to get a shop, your shop is just for your business and you're going to get as small space as you need to do your business. Right? You don't have to worry about changing your living room to your showroom or changing your guest room into your factory. You don't have to worry about that. You would have enough space in your shop to do your business. You design it or decorate it just as you want, offering your customers a lot more convenience, comfort, and also enhancing your customer experience. Branding. A well-designed shop or store can enhance your brand image and credibility. On the other hand, there are some challenges associated with getting a shop. Number one, higher costs. Rent, utility, insurance, and other costs associated with having a physical store can be significant and can take time to recoup. For those who are just starting out business, especially people who do not have capital, this can be very challenging. I know people who have been saving for years to start up their fashion design business just because they want to rent a shop, decorate the shop, brand the shop, but they could have started off working from home. Commitment. Renting a shop or listing a commercial property means committing to a fixed location. And this can be very challenging when your business needs to make changes. Maybe you need a bigger space, or maybe you have now decided that what you thought was your target audience is not your target audience, and this location will not be good for you to reach the kind of customers you want. It might be difficult for you to make those changes because you might have committed yourself by paying for a 2-year rent or 3-year rent or listing the property for the next 5 years, and the change cannot happen as soon as you would have wanted it to. Limited flexibility. Just like I said earlier on, you'll be tied to the store location. Also, your work time cannot be as flexible as you want it to be. Some people have a shop or store in a plaza and the plaza has an opening and closing time. You might not want to work all through the night because the plaza says you must close at 6 p.m., which limits you in a way. Also, you might be limited in that you might not be able to adapt to changing market trends. Yes, so the decor of your store at the time you moved in might be just okay. But as the market is changing and aesthetics of fashion businesses are changing, you might want to make changes. But what if the rules of that property is you cannot break our walls, you cannot change the color of our pens? You're limited. In conclusion, it is essential to assess your specific business model, target market, budget, and long-term goals before making a decision. If you are unsure, consider starting small, testing your business model from home, and gradually expanding to a physical store if it improves successfully. Remember that many successful businesses have started from home before scaling up. Whichever option you choose, focus on delivering value to your customers and ensuring your business aligns with your passions and skills. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and leave questions in the comment section. I'll gladly respond to them. And yes, I don't leave you guys hanging. Before you go, you might want to check out this video right here on your screen.